So today we will see important thing which is from ES6, right? So whenever you define the variables, whenever you define the variables, day 17, yeah, readme.md, readme.md. Yeah, so here we are going to see let var const. So let me create new file. Here I will add one word here, ES6 feature. So you'll get to know this is the ES6 feature. New app.app01.ts. So far we have defined variables with var a is equals to 10. Correct?
Yes.
So far we have used var a is equals to 10. Now I will write if condition, if true, and inside this var a is equals to 40. And if I print console.log a, can you tell me what would be the value of a?
40.
Value of a would be
40.
y.
Because true means the loop will be, the if condition will be satisfied, and in that case, A will be assigned, 40 will be assigned to A.
What would be assigned to it?
40, 40. Means I don't know this if statement to this syntax,
So if it is
because there is no any variable.
uh, fine,
So
but if it
according
is,
to this syntax, but generally, if the condition is true, in that case,
it goes and
go to the if step, if condition, and then 40 will be assigned to it.
correct. So it would be entering inside the if,
Yes.
and if it entered inside it, if it should be 40, you are saying, correct?
But one question here, here you specify the same var a twice.
Correct.
It's okay.
Yeah. Now let us run the project first. Cd dot dot cd day 17. Now tsc app01.ts compiled successfully. Node app01.js. Answer is 40. Correct?
Yes.
But in the block scoped programming languages like Java, C++, C, answer is 10, right? In the those programming languages, scope programming languages which respect the scope, in that case answer is 10, because a lifespan of this a is limited to these two brackets.
Okay.
So this a should be accessible inside these two brackets, which means that scoping is involved. Presently there is no scoping, and that's why answer is, you are getting answer as what? 40.
Yeah.
But technically answer shouldn't be 40. Technically answer should be what? 10, if there is a scoping. A lifespan of this a is within these two brackets. Now to introduce this scoping, ES6 came up with the idea. ES6 came up with the idea, let a and can you see let a, and here if you can say let a is 30. Now if you see here, just remove this JS file. There are two things are happening over here. Now I will commit these two things first. I will uncomment this, uncomment this. Can you see? TS has no problem with the var. If you run the project, even this var is also okay. And node, this one.js, still answer is 40. But if you see here, as there is no scope involved, this declaration is also okay in a JS. Right? Can you see that? Now JavaScript says that ES6 says that I want to introduce the scoping. The minute you introduce the scoping, two things will happen. A redeclaration of the same variable is not allowed in a same scope. Right? That's why you should comment this line. And now if you run the project, again tsc app01.ts and node app01.ts, in this case answer is 10. Scoping comes into the picture, right?
Right, but you said there are two ways of declaring the variable, either using var or let.
Three ways.
So, yeah,
We'll see third
I
way.
mean, third means directly you can assign a is equal to
Const,
const also, and even you can write the rate.
right? Const. So only difference between let and const is that you cannot redeclare the value of const. This is not possible in const. If you try to do this thing, a, because it's a constant, so this thing is not allowed. Rest of the things are same. There is a scoping with the const also. If you run it and if you see this, answer is still 10. Let will also give you 10, const will also give you 10. But in the case of let, redefinition of the variable is allowed, like this. Is that clear?
Can you explain means what is the difference then with var and let?
Let. So where doesn't comes with the scoping. If you go here and where a, what is the answer?
40.
40. There is no scoping involved with respect to where. But if you want to introduce the lexical scoping, the way C++, Java, C provides, you need to use either let or const, depend on your requirement. If you think that variable will not change anytime, you should use what? Const. This is the difference between let, var, const. Var and const are same. They comes with the scope. But let can be redefined, const cannot be. Is that clear?
Yes. Can you show me the execution with let?
Okay. See here. Let.
Mhm. Okay. Declaration allowed.
Hmm. Let var. Yeah, go ahead.
So in that, in case of var,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you said like scoping is not allowed, right?
Correct. It's not there.
But you can means the same variable possible in case of where.
See, that's what the feature of the where. JavaScript says that if that is a where, I will not consider any block scoped. So here, if you want to respect this block scoping, where is
Okay.
not where
That's why it is overwriting the value of
that's why it is overwriting the
okay.
value of where. So earlier it's the value of 10
Right.
and here it is become value of 40 because there is the brackets, it doesn't have any meaning.
Correct. Correct.
Why? Because there was no scoping. Now let const comes with the scopes.
Okay. So suppose there are two. I understand this concept, like it overrides the value of a, but we like we add this statement where a is equal to 10 and where a is equal to 40.
Uh-huh.
So instead of where if a is equal to 40, that is fine. It is reassigning the value to a, but the we are declaring variable a as twice. So that is also okay.
That is also okay because lifespan of this
Means
a,
internally it stores at same location.
that is different. Scope is getting involved. So if you see, life of this a is only within these two brackets. There is a no point in accessing, or there is a no chance of leaking this a outside of these two brackets, right? Life of this a is limited only to these two brackets. And that's why this a has no existence outside this bracket.
Yeah, that I got.
Uh-huh.
I have doubt related to the where. Means earlier you defined where a is equal to 10 and inside the if you again declare where a is equal to
40.
40.
Correct.
So in that case, uh, the same variable is created in the memory
Correct.
and the value is over.
Correct. Correct.
So there is no scope.
There is no scope. No scoping is involved over here.
But still you can add where as a keyword in front of it even
No
if it is
problem.
the same
Yeah,
location.
yeah. Yes. Absolutely fine. Even this is also fine. See here. That is also fine.
Okay.
Because you are pointing to the same A only. So this is the feature of the JS, older JS, ES5.
Mm-hmm.
You can say feature or you can say drawback, whatever.
I think it is a no.
Yeah.
Because same variable you are declaring again and
Again.
again.
Yes.
That is why I am trying to. Okay.
Even this is also possible. Sorry. A is equals to 90. See here.
Yes.
Now this concept is called as something called as hoisting. There is no where keyword over here,
Right.
but still A is equals to 90 possible. In Node, I think, will it work or not? Let us see. Yeah, it has no problem.
Mm-hmm.
It is having no problem. Now, even if you, now it will have problem. Variable A is used before being assigned. See, this is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hoisting, we'll see that later on. What is a hoisting?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so cleared now.
Yes.
What do you mean by where let const?
Shortly, I can say like redeclaration we can do using where as well as let also.
Mm-hmm.
But in case of where there is no scoping,
Correct.
but in case of let there is a concept of
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
scoping.
Okay, let's create new file, app02.ts. Now what is app02.ts? Inside this, what we are going to see, let me see here, literal types, data types, intersection types. Okay, literal types, we are remaining with the literal types. H1, let var const, let var, or var let const, var let const. So in the JS I already have created this variables and data types. Yeah, declaration. Yeah, you can declare the variable in JavaScript using one of the keyword var let or const. Fine. This is clear now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In case of const, you cannot redeclare
Yes.
and you cannot assign the value again.
Yes. Again, you cannot assign the value. Correct.
Also not redeclare.
Yes. Let and const are same. There is no difference in let and const. Only one difference over there is that you cannot reassign the value. That's it. You cannot reassign the value. That's the only difference.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have seen const obj is equals to const obj. We have created object. We have seen basics of the object creation and something like this, optional properties and other things. Now const obj is equals to, again this is the ES6 feature, is available in the TypeScript also, const obj. Here I can say, make abc model 1 2 3. Now const, see I'm creating a separate variable, make is equals to obj dot make, right? Const model is equals to obj dot model. So what this make and model will have, console dot log, here I can say make is make and model is model. tsc app02.ts and node app02.js. Can you see? Do you understand this? We have accessed this make over here. We have accessed this model over here. Hello?
Yes, yes.
So we created the object, and this is the one way we have seen of accessing. This is one way we have seen of accessing the properties.
Let me check the output. Just listen. Yeah.
This is clear, right?
Yes. So here, make will be of constant type. and it is assigned with the one value of one of the member of that object. That is object of make. And but make const make is not of type object.
Yeah, const make is not of type of, it's of type string. So you can write it's of type string, and here it's of type number. Cleared? Now, which means that you have extracted the variables. You have extracted properties of object to two distinct variables. Okay, so this can be written in this way also. I will comment this out. So either you can access in this way using dot operator, or you can write the bracket, and here this one model. First way of accessing like this, and second way of accessing is like this. Correct? One and same. This and this are same. Again, output is same. Make and model like this. Correct? But what is happening over here? ES6 says that I will reduce your work drastically. So ES6 says that const, whatever you have written in any of the way, this way or this way. So you can write simply like this, make model is equals to obj. I will auto destructure them. And if you see the output, and again same. Can you see ES6 says that? ES6 says that. So this is the traditional approach. Extracting manually. But here you have used, what you can say, a new ES6 feature. So this is a new syntax. If and only if this will work, if your variable name and the key name is same. If variable name and what? Key name, object key name. This is the variable name and the object key name. It's same. And if you want to try it, if you want to do something like this, or if you want to do something like this, ES6 says that, boss, just write it in one line. I'll do on my own. Correct?
So whatever you mentioned in the bracket, constant with, and if you change the name, then it will follow like make one model one.
Make one and what?
Model one. In the const line number 15. If you give some other name.
Here you can do. Here you can give any name, no problem. But here you can't.
For that I have the key members of that object.
Correct. You need to know key members of this object. If key,
both should be declared at the same time.
You can declare one also, no problem. So value would be assigned to only make. Right?
Yes.
Property shorthand notation. What is this? This thing is called as, this is a destructuring of the object, right? Destructuring of the object using the shorthand notation. This is the shorthand notation. Now, same is possible.
Can you please write the comment?
Say that again. Commit what?
Please write the comment.
Property object.
Topics we cover.
Yeah. Object destructuring. Property shorthand notation. So it would be covered in here also. Object destructuring. Okay, where we are? Destructuring. Destructuring. Okay, object destructuring.
Earlier part is
Same,
destructuring.
same. This is also destructuring, but object, you need to do a lot of work here. Here that has been removed.
I mean, on line number 14, whatever you have written is called object destructuring or property shorthand.
Property shorthand notation.
Both.
Both are same. See, this concept is called as actually object destructuring. Okay, I will write something like this using property shorthand notation.
Okay.
Fine. Now, see what is property shorthand exactly, you will get to know here. App 03.ts. So technically property shorthand coming from object creation. If I have const x is equals to 10, const y is equals to 30. Again, type is of type number, this is of type number. And now if I want to create an object from this, object point from this, so how I was creating x colon x and y colon y. Can you see? You're writing this 2 times. Unnecessarily you're writing this 2 times. Now what is this x colon x? Instead of writing this 10 over here, instead of writing this 30 over here, you have used variables. Here you have used variable y, this variable, and here you have used variable x, that is this variable. So this is a traditional approach. Now ES6 comes to the picture and it says that go with the property shorthand notation. Property shorthand notation. This is actually coming from here. Const point 2 is equals to, write only x and y. If key names are same, so this line, if key names and the variable names are same, so this line and this line one and same, no difference. Here you are writing 2 times xx. Here you are writing 2 times yy. ES6 says that don't do that thing. Just write like this. Property shorthand.
Here, point 1 and point 2 are the
Variable names. These are the variable names. These names can be anything.
But you are declaring the object.
This is the object. This is the object. So this object, so this line is equals to this line in ES6. And the property shorthand from where it's coming, it is just opposite we have done here. If you see here, so this is the property shorthand and just opposite we have done over here. If you see. So here unpacking the object. Here this is the object. We have unpacked. Open. And here you are packing the object. From 2 or n number of variables, you are creating one object. From object, you are creating 2 separate variables. This is not an object. Remember that. This is just a syntax to unpack the variables. And only one requirement is that a name of the variable and the both at the both places that is common, name of the variable and name of the key should be same. name of the variable, and name of the key should be same.
So on left hand side, like make and model are the variables,
Correct?
and on right hand side here on line number 8, x and y are the keys
Okay.
of the object.
X and y are the keys of the object, also variables that we already have declared at line number 1 and 2. Also, can you see this line? In this line, what do you say?
That's why I'm confused. Like,
Here x is a,
which x should consider this as
yeah,
variable or object?
Both. This object is having x as a key, this object is having y as a key. Also, this x would refer to this x, this y will refer to this y, which are nothing but two variables. So if there are objects keys which contains keys which are very same as variables, property shorthand in ES6 will come to the picture. Do you need time to practice this, or do you need time to digest this?
I understand.
If you need time, you can take your time, no problem. Let me push this code. Typescript let const var property shorthand notation. Is that okay?
Yes.
If you wanna me to stop here, I can stop also. I can continue the session also.
You can continue. I got it.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, just go through it in a minute and let me know if you get any questions. We'll be back in a minute.
yeah, yeah.
पाच मिनिटं ब्रेक म्हणून जिमला जाऊन होता सोळा पनीरचा करून झालं नाही भाऊ दरवाजा बंद करतो तास म्हणून उघडायचा होता रे जिमला जाऊन होता होय
Yeah. Any question?
No.
This is all clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have covered something from the ES6 that is important. Now, Now we can see something called as, okay, what topics we have covered. Just a minute, let us see. Variables, functions, default parameters, optional parameters. Okay, anonymous functions we have covered, right?
Yes.
Where is it in documentation? Anonymous functions, or we have not covered?
We have covered. We can directly create a variable of type function without naming.
Correct. Anonymous functions. So a lot of things are there actually. Do we have covered something called as type of data type, type annotation? Okay. Now let us, in the variable, checking the type of h1, and here I can say type of. Now what do you mean by type of? Let's create app 04.ts, and here I can say const a is equals to 90. Console.log, here we can say type of a is, we can say type of a.
We get return number.
Yeah, it should return what?
Number.
Clear. And ES6 app04.ts and node app04.js. Type of a is what? Number. I think we have seen this or not?
Not, but I know type of.
Okay.
In C++.
Yes. If you do obj is of type this, a:1, and here const b is equals to true, and I can create a and b. Now console.log type of obj, can you tell me?
It is an object, right?
Correct.
The type of object is then it's union type because it have to be reverse of label.
Okay, see now,
Right.
it's of type object. Object can contain anything, but ultimately this is of type what? Object. Now this is okay. I will create type and simple is equals to a is of type number and b is of type boolean. Okay, and now I will create const. Now let's write this here, is of type sim. Okay, just comment this line, is of type simple. Now tell me,
Which you are declaring simple. It should return as the simple.
Okay, see now, object. Remember that this is for your understanding.
No, what I thought
No.
Type simple, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Type is created.
That's what I'm saying. Type simple, type alias is for your understanding. TypeScript has nothing to do with this. TypeScript has only concern with this. Again, it is object. Now, let's do one thing. Another thing, interface. Again, simple, which can have A is of type number and B is of type Boolean. Interface. And I will comment this line. And again, simple. It's of type again simple. Now, okay, let's run the project. Object. So this is the type alias we have seen, and this is what interface. We can create object in this way, but do not forget you are simply creating object.
Yes.
You are not creating anything else. You are creating object. That's it.
Yes.
So this is for your, this convention is for your understanding. Instead of writing this, we can write simple alias. If you want a too much restrictive contract, you will go with the interface. Right?
Right.
So here we have seen, you can say type of operator, type of operator. And before this, what we have seen? Object destructuring and property shorthand notation and ES6 property shorthand notation and type of operator. Okay, so this is clear, right? What do you mean by type of?
Yes.
Now, specific to the JavaScript, okay, you will need some more thing to understand this. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you need little more concept to understand that part. We'll see that. Do you have any questions on this, or it is clear?
Sorry. It is clear.
Okay. Okay, fine then. Now let's move ahead. There is one thing, key of operator, but for understanding key of operator, you need one more concept. So let's cover that concept first and we'll come back again to the key of, and we will understand what exactly the key of. Okay, and we have seen union types, okay, type of, and spatial values. Do we have seen that? Because we have a lot of diversion in between, that's why I don't remember. Spatial values, do we have seen spatial values? Okay,
Maybe if you write, I will.
fine, no problem. So let a and console dot log a, what would be value of a now? Can you tell me? What would be value of a? Okay, see now,
Undefined,
undefined,
right?
correct. So undefined is a special value. When you don't write anything, it is what? Undefined. When you don't write anything, variable will come with a default value called as undefined. Clear?
Yes.
Now, just
We
a minute.
discussed like undefined is stored in A as a value.
Ha, correct. So there are few values undefined. We have first one is undefined, null, nan, undefined, null, and nan. So when you say undefined, undefined is a primitive value in a JavaScript. Undefined is what? A primitive value in the JS. It represents a variables that has been declared. It represents a variables that has been declared but not assigned a value. It is often indicate that a variable or a property does not have valid value. It often used to indicate that the variable or property does not have a valid value. When you declare a variable without assigning a value, it is automatically initialized to what? Undefined. Remember that this is representing an absence. What is representing? Absence of the primitive value. Now, let, if this is obj, so it should be represented by null. If you think that the value of obj would be an object, value of obj would be an object, then value of obj should be an object. Presently that absence is represented by value null. Am I audible? Is it clear?
Just like for variables,
It is undefined.
absence of value is undefined.
Means
Case of object, absence of any value is
null.
so
It should be object, which means that here some object will come and here some primitive value will come, string,
correct.
number, boolean, like that. Here some object will come with some keys and values. So null is also primitive value in a JavaScript, but it represents absence of object. It represents the intentional absence of any object value or the lack of value where an object is expected. You can use null explicitly. You can use null explicitly to indicate that a variable or object should have no value. Right? Correct?
For
Variables also
have null value.
you can
The
assign.
object have null.
So when you talk about null, it means that it is absence. Both undefined and null are representing what? Absence. But
Right.
this represent absence of primitive values.
Right.
This represent absence of objects.
Okay. So
This
here you mentioned that you can use null to explicitly indicate a variable.
where
So
undefined.
last line for null section third column.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned object, but you mentioned variables. So variables of what other like variable can be of object type or variable can be
Variable can be of object type. Correct? But generally people assign anything anywhere. They use this thing interchangeably. But as far as interviews are concerned, this should be the answer. Absence of primitive value, absence of object. That's it. Okay? Now,
here just one question. Line number 5 says you just mentioned that obj is equal to null.
null. Correct.
That means the object is created.
Nothing is created. In the memory, there would be nothing. It should be only null. If you try to do something like this, obj dot something, say a, you would be in a trouble.
Right.
Yeah, see, cannot read the property of null.
Yes.
In the future, obj will have some value, but presently I don't know what is the value of obj, so it is null. Okay?
I think mostly this will be using for the comparison, like if the object value is null
Correct.
in the coding,
Huh.
conditionally coding and something like that. Like if obj is equal to null, conditionally if you want to check.
Yeah,
Then
you
it
will
will work.
you will get to know this use case exactly.
Okay.
Presently, just remember,
Okay.
absence is represented by undefined or null.
No.
Now, one more thing is there about nan, but nan you will get to know tomorrow what nan is exactly. Okay?
Yeah. Is it just a guess? Is it something related to
It is related to type conversion. Nan stands for not a number. Type conversion. Whenever you are converting something, a string to the type, and you have given invalid string, at that time nan will occur.
because I don't know the details, but I saw this error
Uh-huh.
in one of the applications that I was not aware of. But this word is just familiar.
Yes. Nan is not a number. Okay?
Yeah.
Fine. Let's call it for a day. We'll meet tomorrow.
Tomorrow we will have, I have a holiday, so can we meet on the same day or same time or
Yeah, we or if you need holiday off, we can take off as well. No problem.